promised you to give you depth analysis of the games that will be coming right today into the, of course, Champions League. One of the biggest game is Paris in France will be welcoming, of course, the BVB. I'm talking about Borussia Dortmund right there. Now, that's one big interesting one. A big encounter as a regional league side right there. Also tries pushing harder, but of course a bad one for Royal Sports Club, where of course the fight that they were in for, that is Rothomeo, is said to be, of course, hitting a slack because he is being linked with the move to, that is NEC Football Club. But of course this morning I did talk to the NEC CEO. He tried a little bit trying to confirm that, and all this are going on right there. But of course a lot of rumors are in the transfer. Only one day too, of course you could be saying one day after the other. On Thursday is the closer of the deadline of the Ugandan transfers. All that will be coming right there. But of course with me is Benson Pastore, as also Manchester United shy off about the players. Did say that of course the quarrel in the dressing room, they were not involved. There was nothing that went on right there. Now with all this, let me usher in my man Benson. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Owen Zaga. Not forgetting about the viewers who are catching us live at this particular moment. Like you have said, the biggest story we have in the world of sports right now is all about the return of the UEFA Champions League, the group stages fixtures, and also within the country, Abdallah Mubrov's son, the opportunity of becoming the assistant coach of Crested Cranes. What is he targeting? Actually be given a clue about that one. And also, like you have said, Rotoma Bankromel this time heading that side of NEC FC, leaving aside Arohil Sports Club. And for the people who are based here in West Nile, more special people are staying in Arua City, it's all about the ongoing University League. I know for a moment of 1 week, people had been waiting for the moment of today. We are just a few minutes away for the kickoff of the game between Muni University and University Darcy. Ndeja University just locked as we break for you the contents, starting from the local content. As usual, we'll finalize everything with what is transpiring, more especially in the return of the UEFA Champions League.
Now, of course, in Nyarilo Playgrounds, Onduparaka travels to play Tipsa Football Club. That's another game that is taking place right tonight or this evening. That will be at Nyarilo Playgrounds in Koboko. But back to the ongoing University League that you just mentioned about. Let's start from there. The University League is commencing. Well, yesterday we talked about a few, and of course, Muni representing West Nile entirely looks to be the school that is, or the university that everyone is looking at. What are we expecting from today's encounter?
Yeah, we have been saying this one for several times. Actually, Muni University, our own university here in West Nile region, particularly located in Arua City, they're in a very tricky group. And I should say it is the group of death because they are in a dangerous group with universities like Makerere University, Tiambogo University, Ndeja University. Why are we saying that they're actually in a dangerous group? Because you take a look at the pedigree, the history of these other universities, how they have been performing in the University League before. It's actually very dangerous for our own Muni University because they have actually not even put in a star performance when it comes to playing in the University League. But this is a new season. We cannot rule them completely out of the game. They're in Group C. As it stands right now, one game only being played. We said this one yesterday. It was actual Makerere University up against Tiambogo University. A derby day. It was played on Sunday, where we saw Makerere University beating Tiambogo by 1-0. That means they are currently leading the log in that group with the 3 points, a goal difference of 1. Muni University, they have not yet played a game. They are sit second on the log without a point. Rather, third is Ndeja University, that is facing Muni University today, and the last team is of course Tiambogo University. The game is actually today, 3 p.m. That means we are only 58 minutes for the, not 58, rather 54 minutes for the kickoff of the game. Muni actually, they are the home side taking on Ndeja University.
Yes, a very big one. 7 minutes already past that is 2 p.m. in the studios. Are we expecting a few of the games to kick off, like the Muni game? And that's one big thing that we shall be seeing now. Ndeje and Moobs and the rest are probably, you could be saying, in fact, these are schools that have been in this for quite a long time. So, of course, getting them, it's like you're coming against an experienced university that has been in this for quite a long time. So we're expecting a lot of intense game. I watched the Muni University game when they played with Onduparaka. You would see, yes, the boys tried doing a lot, but there is still loopholes that needed to be adjusted. Their coach is Atiku, who of course is the man in charge of Muni. Let's wait and see what exactly comes out after that, but it's going to be a tough game for that is the team right there. Talk about how exactly the assemblement of the team, because most of these teams have gone in there for bursary. Most of the players, they are in there for bursary, so it is one big thing. But all in all, we wish them the best, being the only university in West Nile, probably, let's say, yes, that are playing. The other universities, but those are branches of universities that are here.
Actually, before we take our trip away from the ongoing university league, some of the universities, they have already played, others have not played any single game, like for the defending champions. That's Uganda Matters University. They started day one with a win over a certain university. It should be Bugema. They beat Bugema by 3-1. Day two also, the runners-up of last season, St. Lawrence University also representing the same scoreline. We saw Uganda Matters representing, and these games will go up to the finals, and it's already week 2 of the games, and these games will continue. We will always keep you updated of what is transpiring in that department.
World of Sports are right here on West Nile Television. Now back to what exactly is happening in the transfer in Uganda. The deadline comes so soon on Thursday 21st at exactly midnight. You will be seeing the transfer deadline day, and of course all will be shut at the doors right there. Right now the systems are right open. You can pick a player from any other system and change to the other, but of course this is after you seriously negotiating with these clubs back in the days. But Arua Hill Sports Club, after having a porous play in the first encounter with Busoga, Busoga was not that good, but of course they got a goal which made them to probably push in there. Now, looking at this current situation, Arua Hill has been linked to the move for Rothomeo.
Yes.
Cromwell, aka Bang, the link to the move for Oriet Ibrahim.
Yes.
They're looking forward to see that. Rumors also have it that they're linked with the move to Yakin Rashid of Unduparaka Football Club. That is the names being linked. And let's start from where exactly Arua Hill needed to strengthen. They're looking forward that they don't have a striker.
Yes.
Who could make them there, because we know Kalanzi is one striker who is, Kalanda, not Kalanzi, who is good on aerial balls. Most of his goals he has scored them by headers. He's very heavy up front, let's say in air. But what about getting it done? So that is one thing that is right there. But I think Arua Hill Sports Club going for this. NEC had to interject and get, rumorly I've heard that NEC have already captured the signature of Rothomeo Cromwell. How bad is that for Arua Hill, and how good is it for NEC?
So bad one for the club of Arua Hill Sports Club. It may be a very good move for the player himself, Ban Cromwell, because you look at NEC, they are very motivated, they are very strong, starting the season with a win against a very big side, Mbara City. Speaking about Arua Hill Sports Club, right from the goalkeeping department up to the attacking force, Arua Hill Sports Club needed to improve in all the departments. First of all, you look at the goalkeeping department. The only key figure they have in between the sticks is only the name was just skipped out of my mind, and they didn't let out the second choice goalkeeper.
Anyama.
Anyama Richard is the only key custodian Arua Hill is having right now. Omedwa left them. They needed to bring another goalkeeper to provide that stiff competition for that Anyama Richard, such that each maybe of them will improve between the sticks. And also you look at the defense line. To me, I will say the key men in the heart of the defense, they had already left the Arua Hill Sports Club. Bright Ivone went, and you talk about Per Mensaka, the one that means the central area of the defense is still blank. Though they went for Okumu Rogers, I don't think that guy will be in position to fill the gap being left by the two central defenders.
And up to now, you've not seen Okumu even in the camp. Maybe I've seen him in Arua.
Yeah, he's not even there. And you look at the midfield. The midfield is open, and you talk basically about the attacking force, where I expected them to go and sign a Bank Cromwell, but now they have lost it. I don't know if the rain sort of time, maybe we are only left with the 2 days for the summer transfer window to close. Maybe time might not be enough for them, because Normal when we do the transfers like this, not all about going to the player. You say you come and play for us. You also need that time for negotiation. Maybe time was not enough for them, or else financially they were not stable, because for you to convince such kind of a player, you need to also saw what you are going to put on the table for the player. So those things maybe they ran out of time. You look at the number of attackers that have left the club, so many of them, Innocent Medias, Isaac Ogweng, so many, the list is so many. So I expected them to have worked in all the departments, not only in striking attachment, not only in striking force, and also goalkeeping department, defense line, plus midfield. But Abank Crowell himself was going to add a lot of influence in the team of Arroyo Hill Sports Club. Now he has decided to join NEC FC. Bad one for Arroyo Hill Sports Club, but I don't think that's a very bad decision for him, as well as a good decision for the player himself, and also for the club that has succeeded in attaining his deal.
Okay, now looking at all what exactly is happening, you look at the midfield of Arroyo Hill Sports Club. You've not seen Faisal, of course, who has been with the team, Ibrahim. It is one big question. Now, that on there, you've gotten a Gibson Adino who has gotten injured. Who is that name that you need to add? Just 1 day to go, probably, in fact 2 days. Let's say 1 day. Tomorrow is Wednesday. We need to add people in the system to make sure this works out right there. So it is so challenging that this is what is happening with the team. But of course, all in all, I want to say the team has tried its level best to see that they add in numbers. Because if that's not the case, then I want to say it is not going to be good move for Arroyo Hill Sports Club this season. But again, trusting in this, because you have next trip to Vipers Sports Club. That's a tough game. You have Bull Football Club. It's also a tough game to me, looking at the current Arroyo Hill squad. So I think adding that would be. But of course, there's rumors about Oriet Ibrahim. In case that one could also come into the team, you would see firepower up front. In that up front, you've known what Oriet can do. He's able-bodied. He's able to score for you those goals. So
picking it from there, Arroyo Hill Sports Club, the entire ongoing summer transfer window, they have actually talked about so many players, the names you have mentioned. I remember there was a time they almost signed this former left back of Ondoparaka Football Club, Okota, before also signing for NEC. They failed for that one. Ibrahim Oret, there is a chance they may also failed to do his services. And Abank Crowell, this guy was heavily linked with a move to join Congolo. He has failed, and as I said, starting from the goalkeeping department up to the attacking force, yeah, they are still having a powerful goalkeeper, I should say, because of the name he made when they were still new into the StarTimes Uganda Premier League, I should say like that. The entire defense line, as I said yesterday, I am only looking at one key player, that's Atendele Gerika, because he has been in the team in the last 2 seasons, and in the midfield, maybe Gadino Ajuman might be the only influence in the midfield and the attacking force. So Arroyo Hill, so we just leave the story there. The good thing is 2 days still left. We never know, they may surprise their fans and bring in new faces within the remaining 2 days.
We'll only give you exactly what exactly is happening in different parts of the sports world right there. Now, what does Rothamio's move to NEC prove to be? You have very many players, you have very many quality players into the NEC team.
The team has actually been preparing not only for the StarTimes Uganda Premier League. I witnessed this one when they were still in the StarTimes FIFA Big League. The preparation was massive. After attaining the promotion to the first league in Uganda, they knew that they had already achieved their first target. The only thing they could do is if they can be able to attain themselves and remain in the league the way they have been doing the preparations ever since the summer transfer window for the country was opened. It has actually been very good. More special from the in fact, both from the technical team and up to the players recruitment, they have actually to me been doing a very good work. And they are not good. They are not signing players anyhow. They are going for players that have shown the potential, players that have ever done it in the StarTimes Uganda Premier League. You look at Rothomel Cromwell. This is a player who has ever done it in the league, playing for URA Paidas of this world. Vipers, they have gone for a top-notch player. And also Okota Rashid, who has mastered the league for several times, and also the coaches they have gone for. You look at the other departments they have gone for. NEC FC this time, if they are serious, sometimes it's not all about signing these players, it's all about influencing team spirit in these players. If they are very, very tactical, and at the same time, if they can be in position to influence that team spirit in these quality players they have signed, trust me, NEC FC will not only be surviving relegation, they will also be giving stiff competition to the rest of the teams that have ever been there in Uganda.
It's going to be a very big Ugandan affair, but of course the Uganda Premier League still will be returning this Thursday, as of course a lot will be expected. Talk about Vipers welcoming Arua Hill, talk about of course the teams like Bull playing their games. So it's going to be a very, very big one. Today I just want to give enough time for us to discuss about what exactly is happening into that is the UEFA Champions League. But before we get to that, Abdallah Mubirua has also said I've shunned this off, and probably he could be. Why do you think he has done that?
As if you read his mind yesterday, you actually like this guy actually may quit the job, may quit that opportunity of being employed as the assistant coach of Crested Cranes, and exactly today it has happened. This guy is saying that he's not interested in becoming as the Crested Cranes the assistant coach because he was not consulted before. Actually, they just came and tell him that you have been given an opportunity to become as the assistant coach for the Crested Cranes, but he said no after knowing that the former head coach of Uganda Cranes, Mitchell, was sacked. And to me, he's attributing himself to become as the new head coach, if not on an interim basis, maybe on a permanent basis, because he has been with the camp of Uganda Cranes before. He knows that if he applies, he's having a chance, maybe something of around 70% of becoming as the new head coach of Uganda Cranes. Maybe that is the reason as to why he has decided to quit that job of becoming as the assistant coach for the Crested Cranes. But the question is, he's not the only person who is much interested. I'm not saying that he's interested, but I am thinking like that. I am anticipating in case it is like what I am thinking right now. He's not the only person who is interested in that job, and he will not do the job alone. And I am looking at who is that person in case the deal happens to go through for him. Who are those other personalities is he going to work with so that Uganda achieves? Are we seeing a Michael Mutebi like we said yesterday? Are we seeing the other personalities? That's what I am looking at. But the way I am seeing this guy will become one of the technical teams for the team of Uganda Cranes.
A very big one. Of course, you've left your She Cranes job. It's still the same Cranes, but the She one. And then you're trying to see the head coach of that. Yes, of course, he has done. He has the experience, but he has brought in very many teams into different leagues. I think it's a good task to test whether you are able. I've told you names like Lule, who are there. I've told you names like Michael Mutebi. I've told you names like of course, one I told you of Simbwa, who also brought Chitara, by the way, from the big league to the Uganda Premier League. Yes, those are some of the names you could be talking about who are ready to contest against, of course, the coaches in there. So, we also have foreigners, or foreign coaches who have also, by the way, come through, maybe because it is an open invitation that you apply. So probably they could be also applying to see that they need to get in there. So all in all, we are expecting a very tight, of course, looking at your CV, looking at what exactly you know. For me, I still advocate for a local coach this time and see what exactly. Just like you talked about Rigobert Song, you talked about Salio Sise, who are doing very good for their Pitson Musimani, who really brought the Bafana. You remember, that was when the Bafana team of South Africa tried pushing everything in there. So sometimes trust in your local coaches and see what it is. Maybe Uganda is different from the rest. Maybe they don't think that. But the provision is big. We want to see if only FUFA could also print out who are those who have been shortlisted, then pass the interview. Okay, that is there. Let's leave that there. Crested Cranes camp has also been boosted, by the way, by the arrival of the external players who were playing out. And so who are some of those names?
Yeah, it's a good one. The likes of Darcy Viola Namba, who is playing in the Italian Serie A women's team. We have so many Ugandan players, ladies, who are playing outside the country. Most of them, they have decided to play in Denmark. We have so many of them, like 2 goalkeepers. I cannot mention their names. All they were having
the likes of Arturo.
So many of them, they have already arrived at the camp of Crested Cranes. Their games tomorrow. We are only just just not even a day but hours for the kickoff of the game between Algeria and Uganda. I'd been thinking, is it the right time for us to see that we actually bounce back from the defeats we have been having into the hands of Algeria? This time we beat the female team. So I'd been thinking like that. In case Uganda happens to maybe surprise the world and go past Algeria, they're also waiting for another encounter against either Burundi or Ethiopia, because the other side that will go, if Ethiopia goes past Burundi, that means the winner between Algeria and Uganda will face one of them. But we are in a tricky moment. The game is tomorrow. We are the home side. The arrival of the foreign-based players, of course, has already morale boosted the team. But the question only remains: can we be able to go past that Algeria? Is what we are looking at. It's on a home and away basis. That means we will play them tomorrow, and the return leg might be after a week.
A very big one for Uganda, and my doubt always is sometimes these players who don't play, they are added in here. Do they change something big, the foreign players?
You know, Uganda, I don't know if it's only happened with the country of Uganda. We have seen this one for several times. They always flash back. They look at your past records, and at the same time they name. If you are playing outside the country, you will always be taken as a priority ahead of the rest of the players, more special home-based players. Once you have that thing of playing outside the world, you will be selected first. And also, like I said previously, if you are having 1 or 2 records with the team of Uganda, you will always be selected as a priority. And Owen, actually, before we go for a break, and one of you actually asked us to give us update about it, to give him rather update about the just concluded basketball World Cup, and the winner was actually Germany after beating the country Serbia in the finals, and the defending champions, that's Spain, we are eliminated by Serbia. Then at the same time the playoff was won by the country, that's Canada. That's what I can give to him as far as the update of the basket World Cup is concerned.
Now, a very big one also happening right there before we get to your crossover. Karim Ndugu assumes to be cut short by time. Maybe this is the time, maybe Al-Wahil could get him, or any other team could get him, because they're looking for striker. Now, Karim Ndugu, after being released by that is Team Viper Sports Club, he was close to moving to to Sports Club Villa, and that deal failed. Now, reports have it, even after all that, there was... because Villa wanted him as a replacement for that is Dennis Ojara. Now, all that couldn't work out. Now, time is against him. Where next could he go?
It's true, that is the point. Time is against Al-Wahil Sports Club. Do they have the money? Can they have something to do at this point?
Even Dugua, time is against him.
Time is against him.
Because he has no...
Yeah, the both parties actual times against them. Al-Wahil Sports Club, the club itself, and also the player Karim Dugua. Where is he heading? Because he might be earlier on he might be targeting some of the top clubs in Ugandan football. URA this time they have signed so many players. Bull FC, like you have said, they have also signed a couple of good players. They are not interested in his signature. Vipers, they are releasing you. KCR, they are quiet. Like you have said, what is next for him? Is it the right time for him to come to Al-Wahil Sports Club? If I am to be him as the player, the decision I take is just go to the club that's very much interested in me, and maybe I sign maybe half of the contract, half a year, or is 1 year. Once that contract gets to expire, then I get away from the club and I look for a club that is having a bigger CV. But at this moment, 2 days, if Al-Wahil is much interested in my signature, the only thing I do is I come to Al-Wahil Sports Club. I'm not meaning that Al-Wahil is a smaller club, but you compare the...
Again, I'm not saying maybe we should... there are very many other clubs you can go to. Even big league clubs you can still go. If Onduparaka wants you, why don't you make... Because we saw Patrick Henry Kadu coming back and scores goals. And then, of course, he's now playing in Kenya.
Karim Ndugu, actually, of late, people have forgotten about him, comparing his form right now with what he had in the past with the team of Bull FC. Ever since this guy left Bull FC and went to Das Vipers, this guy actually has gone quiet. And how can he revive his career is actually one key point he should take a look at. He should not take a nice decision, maybe just join a club by name. He should join a club where he can be in position to be given that chance. He can even come to Onduparaka, because Onduparaka you'll be having the playing time. You go to Boma, Jinzanof United, they are preparing for start times Uganda Premier League. You can come to them and there you will be a starter. So it's all about him to make the decision. But I'm just praying that since the last few years he has been a key player, he has to take a good decision such that he can revive his future.
All right, in still the same updates, I want to say that one of the Uganda Cranes midfield, I'm talking about Travis Mutiaba, has also crossed over to, that is European club called Dynamo Blissis. That is the one club that he has gone on to, and he will be playing in, that is the Eronuli Liga. Where of course he will be playing, I will be making his trade in, that is Ghanaian football, where of course he has a lot. So 3 years is what he has signed. He was in the calibers, or in the category of the likes of Senke, you know, Oscar Mawa. Yes. So Oscar Mawa had to go, and probably he has gotten his way through. What about him? Oscar went to Italy, I think. And the likes of Anna Kusadat went to Dunde in Turkish league. So with all this, you could see what is happening in Uganda now that Mutiaba has gone. That he has been a player of Sports Club Villa.
Yeah, Sports Club Villa. I remember him very well. I remember in 2021/2022 the inter-school ball championship. I remember that combination Mutiaba had with the Oscar Mawasenke for the school. The name has just skipped out of my mind. Gombe SS. They had a very good combination. Now his teammate has already crossed over to the other side of Italy. As young as he is, it's a very good decision taken by the player. And you look at the Dynamo Minsk is also a very good club, and they have ever participated in UEFA Europa League, UEFA Conference League. Is it going to be the right time for us to see our own lad playing in European football, in case the team is still there, because they have not checked whether this season they are there? Dynamo Minsk is a very good team, but of late I've seen, at least comparing the current situation with the past, Ugandan young lads, they have been signing. At least of late we have not seen them coming back. This other one who went to Rabonica, that side of North Macedonia, is doing well. You talk about Oscar Mawa, is quiet. Innocent Media is quiet. There is nothing now coming that so and so is coming back to Uganda, so and so is coming back to Uganda. We wish them the best because they are still young lads. We wish